How's everybody doing this evening? I am tracking Hurricane Florence like I have been since the end of August. I went to sleep and then woke up for my night shift because I am amazing. And apparently, she got a little lopsided. So everybody started yelling at meteorologists about this being hype. Winds down to 110 miles an hour from a high of 140, and the Category 3 storm fell to Category 2. The further slow weakening expected as the storm nears the coast. The models have it landing at about, what up, Rez? What up, Nippy? Models have it landing, it's still a Category 3, and I think it might be doing an eye wall replacement now. So, thanks, man. Trying to do my best. It gets difficult at times. I don't know if you guys know this. Some of the people in the world are shitheads. You know, as much as I try to deny it, as much as I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, there's just some people who won't be able to be saved from their own stupidity. Yeah, I fell asleep. It's been a rough 2 weeks, man. I've been covering this thing since the beginning of August. So, it's, I don't know. And then, I don't know, like I said, when I fell asleep, I woke up and it was like, oh my God, the meteorologist overhyped this thing again. Like, it's going to be a nothing burger. I'm like, yeah, I don't think that. Thank you very much, Bill. Thank you, you guys. And thank you all. I mean, I know there are really good people out there. I just wish we got more of a say in things. I don't see, the whole thing is, yes, it weakened, but I don't think it's going to continue to weaken. Because as you can see in this thingy, wait, where did you go? I lost it. Live. There you go. I mean, but on its like flippy floppy side, you can see that it like pushed all of the stuff in front of it. And so, well, it's looking a little better for North Carolina, seeing that it won't be a Cat 4 or Cat 5, hopefully. But someone was pointing out that all the wave heights and the storm surge that are pushed in front of the storm, even if it dies down to a tropical storm, the storm surge is going to be anywhere from 10 to 35 feet. And so, well, I mean, but like, who's watching the models? And I don't understand them. So what are you telling people, to stay home, go sit on the beach, man? Like, even if it hits at a Category 2 hurricane with 110 mile per hour winds, like people were saying, it's still going to have a lot of storm surge with it, and it's still going to drop an incredible amount of rain. So, you know, the big debate among the meteorologists themselves was saying people rely too heavily on the Saffir-Simpson thing when the main killer is storm surge and then going to be rain. And then we're going to watch our piece of shit infrastructure kind of collapse piece by piece. So, I don't know. We still got about a week of this storm. But I'm just saying okay, Ethan, how many people do you think will die with the storm? Because that's like, as your planetary defense commander, you know, we're trying to save lives of those who want to save their own lives. And so, you know, I know a lot of time scientists have Asperger's and are a little detached from human beings. And that's not my thing. Unfortunately, I'm attached to all humans and all animals. And so this thing is still going to be a killer, still going to kill people, you know, and if it's someone you love, then that's bad. You know, I lost a stepdad this year. And then after that, it's like, man, you know, no, I couldn't lose anyone that magnitude again in my life. So trying to help people. And this is still you know, it's like I said, look at that thing. So if people are talking about, hey, man, it's dropped to a Cat 2, well, it's still got a shit ton of shit with it. I mean, it's still got the storm surge, rain, and then the waves. Nine people will be born during the storm. I think that number will be higher than that. I've recommended that everybody stop at third base because nobody ever gets pregnant if everybody stops at third base and then everybody gets their cookie. Asterisk. Women don't always get the cookies often as men do. Somehow God designed it that way. Thanks. I try. That's why I'm glad that when I started THORNEWS, I was mainly doing astronomy and the sun. And so working with astronomers, as much as I love them, they have larger doses of Asperger's. So working with them really helped me figure out how to work with science or meteorologists. And meteorologists are like half human, half scientists, whereas like astronomers are usually like fully scientists. I'm not saying they're not human. I'm just saying their brain is very sciencey. So I try to go down the middle. But as you can see, the main point that I'm talking about is whatever the wind speeds are, water is the killer. Hey, Vince. What up, Vinny? I don't know if I'm going to get in trouble for admitting this, but Entourage is one of my favorite shows of all time. I'm sure, yes, it has some toxic masculinity in it somewhere, but that show was hilarious. And I really like funny stuff. Where am I at? I'm in Houston. So we didn't get hurt by wind speeds. We got hurt by water. And that's the whole thing, is this thing has potential to be like a Harvey, where it's just going to sit and it's going to spin. It's like the Euro has it hitting at a Cat 3. And this is the model that just came out minutes ago. So, like I said, everybody's debating on, how good it's going to be, how bad it's going to be. I mean, so the new eye is beginning to clear out, and it's still got, I would guess, at least 12 hours to landfall. When the eye actually crosses North Carolina, that couldn't be till night. So, you might get your hottest water period is going to be from 8 a.m. to 4 or 5 p.m. So, this is still a very dangerous storm. But I guess at this point, if you're still in North Carolina, anything going to happen to Houston? I think we're doing okay right now. They have that tropical low coming to South Texas on Friday, which will bring a lot more rain and flooding. But I think in about a week, we'll probably have another hurricane to deal with. I know models earlier had shown Isaac strengthening and then hitting Florida, although where Isaac will go or what will do, nobody really knows. Yeah, look at Flo, man. And it seems like Florence is going north. Is it just me? Hey, aloha. So how is Tropical Storm Olivia, my Hawaiian friend? There is only one sprocket. Is it just me or does it look like Florence is going north? And watch this. Yeah, she started to wobble. What probably happened was because I fell asleep and I probably started to beat the shit out of it in my dreams. Whoa, thank you very much, Marie. I really appreciate it. You guys have been so awesome during this whole thing. I have to say thank you guys for all the help and support. Sometimes I let the shitheads get to me too much. I gotta get better at that. Virginia Tech canceled their game. Is the storm going there? I hope not, because nobody's really talked about it going north for 2 weeks. So if it goes north, this disaster would be twice as bad as we all thought. Thank you again, Marie. Thank you, and thank you. Watch that. I mean, but that, this is kind of like the media cycles that I always talk about, is that they started to tell people that it was flippy flopping, which it was when everybody was going to bed. But now, as you can see, I mean, in my opinion, look at that. She's starting to re-strengthen. Cranky Weather Guy, the king of weather Twitter, and the guy I look to for good advice and counsel. He says she won't reform into the super buzzsaw. So, but he, like many people, think that people put way too much stock into the wind speeds. No rain on Big Island. Oh yeah, the Big Island got totally missed almost, didn't it? Thank you, Christine. Man, I want to bring back Space Shuttle, but that's neither here nor there. It really does look like it's headed north. But so Cranky says it's not going to reform into the super buzzsaw hurricane. I still would guess we're going to see it hit at category 2 to category 3. Some people are predicting almost category 4. Because what do we got? Like 12 more hours minimum before this thing hits. So who knows what's going to happen? And like I said, what I would like to happen is just to fall apart completely, and then for like 100 or 200 people to call me fake news and a hyper and fearmonger. That would be perfect. You know? I mean, I handled it after Comet Ison when like 20,000 people were like, you lied about Comet Ison. I'm like, dude, they're comets, man. I don't know what the hell they're going to do. And that broke my heart. Comet Ison. Oh my God. Thank God I have Wolverine healing powers. Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, it's moving back and forth, and it's acting kind of freaky deaky. So that's why. Oh, look at that. This shows quite a bit of moisture going into Texas on Friday. Look at it blow up when it hits the coast, though. So, okay, the Big Island Hawaii is doing okay. Yeah, we're good. No, I healed from my Comet Ison wounds. Yeah, and then so it's supposed to buzzsaw up and down the coast, though. If it weakens now, I don't think it'll be as strong as it moves up and down the coast, which would be good. But the rain totals and the storm surge. I mean, the thing I fear is the initial storm surge. That's bad, you know. And earlier, when they had those 83-foot waves, I'm very glad the thing broke down, or at least started to break down. I'm not one who's going to say that the storm is any less dangerous that we talked about it being before. I'm gonna go safe on this one and say it'll probably hit at a high Cat 3. That's my guess. It could definitely make it to Cat 4 right before, but hopefully it'll have trouble bringing it together. But it looks like it is definitely re-getting its act back together. All right, Sprocket. That's the whole thing is we have a deal. I have a deal. I guess it's not that big a deal since there are a lot of people are here, but 40 hours before landfall, I just like to give information. But I don't know. Somebody got mad the other night where I talk about. I don't think and I'm trying to say this as logical as possible. I don't think the everything is manipulated crowd is that has done their research that much. And I get mad when I say, you say I don't do my research. I'm saying, well, how do you tie the sun into everything? Because the sun is freaking out and looking weird and it's popping coronal holes like crazy. And then your volcanoes, the volcanoes have just been going off like wild. Like we have twice as many major earthquakes. And so what is it like? Tell me this, like Magna Hut, the thing is over 200 miles per hour now. So why is the man behind the curtain sending a category 6 typhoon to hit the Philippines? What is the gnome? Was it the underwear gnomes? Step 1, steal underwear. Step 2, question mark. Step 3, own the world. Why are they? These look like planets, man. If you want to get a sexy conspiracy, go with Planet X or Eris, because if you look at, like I said, if you follow all the things, if you're predisposed to think that one man controls the entire weather system, then I guess that's all your conclusions are going to lead there. But if you're a good researcher and you're always looking for some type of a definite conclusion, then it seems like a whole lot of things. And then I was bringing up the fact that all the planets are on the same side, except for Mercury, which is in front. Herculubus. Herculubus. Do the Herculubus. I mean, I think that there is, I think that chemtrail for solar radiation management, I definitely think there is weather manipulation, but the fact that they don't control everything, man, there's no, I mean, you got all the planets on the same side, except for Mercury. Mercury's up front, but I consider Mercury the sun's moon. And so, yeah, why, and see this giant low pressure system, like all year, Alaska's been sucking up all the giant pressure systems into Alaska. And so look at the bottom. Okay, another thing. Look at the bottom of Earth right here. A year ago, it used to be like half this size, the mean sea level pressure, and these giant red spots. So why would they be doing that? Like, why would they be, all right, let us totally weaken our magnetic field. Because if we totally weaken our magnetic field, we win. You know what I'm saying? It don't make no sense. So I just like to make sense out of things. And so, I don't know who wins from everybody dying. That don't make a whole lot of sense to me. Because if there's one thing I've learned, like, have you ever met a billionaire? I've actually met quite a few. I've actually had a chance to sit down and talk to quite a few billionaires. And they enjoy being billionaires. They enjoy the money. They enjoy all their land. Thank you very much, Betsy. Thank you. I appreciate it. I do. I'm smiling. And so they enjoy, they're like the king, quote unquote, the kings of society. So why would the kings of society want to destroy everything? It doesn't make any sense. They enjoy being super rich, super powerful. So why on God's green earth would they want, and they like going to symphonies, they like going skiing, they like going to concerts, they like throwing big parties. So why would they want to kill the slaves whose labor they live off of? It just doesn't make any sense. Thor, sing for us. Is the earth round or flat? Yo, dude, take your insults back from me. Oh, man. It was kind of like be on the spot, like, hey, man, be funny. I was like, okay, I'm trying something. So I try and respect everybody's beliefs, but I'm just saying, whether the earth is round or flat, I think it's round because the sun is round, the moon is round. If you look at Jupiter and Saturn, they're all round. And there's a whole lot of strength in being round, But I can't verify. I don't have a jetpack to where I can fly up into the high atmosphere. They don't have space shuttle flights where I can fly up into a high atmosphere. But I had this thing. Because I used to love, back in the day when I would go to bars, now when I go to bars, people find me and talk to me, and so I don't go out as much. I used to, any Air Force, Marine, Army, anyone who was a pilot, I'd wait till they get drunk, and then I'd look them in the eye and say, is the earth round or flat? And they'd always say round. And before I did my YouTube channel, I worked for lawyers as the audio-visual guy and trial technician, meaning I ran all the media, the depositions, the exhibits and stuff during a trial. And I worked on like $1 million trials, bro. Like I had one $30 million case. Or if you screw that up, you literally screwed up a $30 million verdict. I worked, oh, whoa, wow, Betsy. Oh, Betsy. Oh, Betsy. Yeah, a lot of good people are going to lose their homes. Betsy, thank you. You have made my evening. Now my smile is so big, I just hurt my face. Jetpack would be so fun. Can you imagine having double jetpacks and making love in the sky? I thought that's what would be happening. I thought by now I would be making love in zero-G gravity and then playing guitar while drinking strawberry daiquiris in the moon. But no, I still get like people talking about Roseanne Barr, Hillary Clinton, and no offense, but even Donald Trump is like from the 90s. It's literally like 20 years later and we're stuck in the 90s. Man, I wanted to go forward. Late nights with Thor are the best. Thank you. Mulder minimum is happening. Yes, I mean, I agree with the majority of grand solar minimum. But I really think there are exterior factors. Like, I think sometime in the future, people will look more into this whole planetary alignment thing. Because if you believe in angular momentum, you believe in velocity and force, and so I really think no matter how you look at it, all the planets being on the same side affect stuff. It's weight, you know. So I think it's like grand solar minimum plus other shit. And I always talk about, hey guys, remember in 2006 when they found Eris, and then they made it Planet X, meaning Planet 10, and then they demoted it. Glad Legend, thank you very much. Oh, dude, just to anything, like I said, anytime, I'm always very, the fact that you guys support me doing what I do, and it's the only way I can keep doing it, it always makes me very happy. It really does. I mean, making videos is my favorite thing in the world. That's what I was trying to explain to my family when my stepdad passed away and I went home. That my whole life, let me tell this little story. Like, I'd been a screenwriter. You know, like my real dad, I picked up his 8mm film camera, or 16mm when I was a kid, and started filming all my army men in the like little town thing I had. And my dad got mad and he's like, "Do you know how expensive it is?" And I'm like, "Dad, I'm 7. I don't know what money is." Anyway, so then I love movies, and I knew at like age 7 when I saw Star Wars that I wanted to make movies. And so like at age 13, I went to the library and checked out a book on how to write screenplays. And so like I used to write like 3 screenplay pages a day. And so I worked for TV stations in the production unit. I did everything I could. I went to Hollywood, worked on a film with the guy who directed Empire Strikes Back, and a bunch of famous people. And but it wasn't until about 2012 when I got a good laptop and Adobe Premiere made a good editing program. And I guess I started from Final Cut Pro. But then like around 2012 when I really started my YouTube channel, I had every single thing I could ever want in my laptop. Was like my own film studio. And so as you guys can notice, since about 2012 till now, all I've done is make movies. Like, I pretty much laid prostrate and edited or made videos nonstop, like it was the greatest drug of all time. Star Wars is real now. And so I just thank you guys, and thank you Sprocket, and thank you Betsy. Sorry, sometimes after so much going on, I can remember. You guys are amazing. So I'm just saying, like, you guys have helped me. You guys have enabled my drug addiction, and my drug is making video. Although I wish I had more time to edit this stuff, because my edited videos are amazing. But the live thing is pretty neat. So I just wanted to thank you guys overall for helping me, you know, after loving film forever, just the ability to, and the fact that I can use any clip from anything, anywhere is awesome. That is the greatest thing ever. And people, back in the day when YouTube was way more militant, hey, speaking of Book of Revelations, do me a favor, Vicky, go to the very beginning of the Book of Revelation when God starts talking about the 7 churches, because he talks about the angel of the man of Thyatira, where he says there will be one man that is so fantastic, so amazing, he will dash all nations and bring them together, and he will have the power to unify the world. And he's a good guy. Nobody ever talks about the good guys in Revelation. They always talk about like the beast, the Antichrist, the demons, the like armor-plated locusts. But dude, like, no way. Faithful and True is amazing. Like, all the heroes in that book are great too. I don't know why people like bad guys so much. Yeah, but dude, those demons are weak as shit. That's the whole thing, is you give your power over. If you fear things, you give them your power. And, you know, I talk about, dude, I've had so many death threats since I started this. I mean, I used to get death threats from defensive contractors. Remember the James Webb Space Telescope when I broke that big story and then I stopped talking about it for a while? Yeah, they were pissed, man. They were really pissed. But, update, the James Webb Space Telescope has been delayed again. To launch in 2020. Remember, it was in 2014. I was like, that thing's never going to launch. That thing is a turd. It's never going to work. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, fear no evil, man. Like I said, I don't know. I lost my dad, my stepdad. Most of my friends are either married and their wives are like, "You're never allowed to talk to your friends again. You will do what I say, or I'll make your life a living hell." I lost all my friends, and most of my super cool family. So yeah, I could die today and I'd be like, "That's cool." The rest of the world is just going to be shitty. And who wants to hang around, listen to everybody complain all the time? And I don't necessarily. I believe in heaven. I don't believe that heaven is like a hotel room that you just go sit in forever. I think some form of reincarnation is probably real. That may be too much for a live. You guys are awesome, and I love you. Let's all hug. Everybody meet in the middle and let's hug right now. All right, who's got some questions I can answer? But see that. I mean, another thing is like I don't know. I'm really smart. I'm not saying that bragging. I'm just saying it's true. Remember when I was 7 and I took my IQ test? Everybody freaked out. And they yanked me out of like every class and put me in all these special classes. And to this day, I still don't even know my IQ. They said they can't tell it to me. They're afraid I'd get too cocky. I was like, oh, don't worry about that, man. I'm so humble. Bastard. And yeah, I love you guys. Look at all those hearts and hugs. And see, to me, the 2 hands by the face means I'm about to spank your ass with 2 hands. But I guess that's not what the emoji means. Thank you, Michelle. Yeah, John wrote it while on the island of Patmos. But remember, they put it together somewhere around 100 AD. And then from 100 AD to about 1550, the book was like magic, man. The printing press. And oh, did the Catholic Church hate the printing press? They tried to kill anyone and anything that involved the printing press. The last thing they wanted on earth was people to have access to the Bible. And so, so from the year 100 to the year 1550, the Bible was literally in the worst man's hands. Like, they had full control of it during the Spanish Inquisition. Are we back? Yeah, kick ass. Sweet. How many people are in the room, by the way? Dude, no, I definitely don't think it's going to make landfall in Florida or Georgia. It looks very north. I would say it's going to make landfall in North Carolina. 100, wow, dude, that is crazy. I mean, it's not Mr. BBB 333 crazy, but yeah, that's definitely my contention that because I started with all the other guys and their numbers are like 10 times way ahead of me. They have kept me in a freaking lockbox forever. I'm cool with that though. Although if Mr. BBB 333 also made out with Taylor, then I won't feel as special. Though I won't attach any last names to whoever Taylor is. Um, Selena though, I'd like to make out with Selena next. Although I want to attach the last name to Selena. Look at that. So the Rain Bands are already in North Carolina. And Emma. Oh, I screwed that up though. Oh man. Is it just me? Yeah, it does look like she's falling back apart. I don't want to get anybody too excited. Yeah, 110 mile per hour dud. Though, if I understand my tornado safety videos from kindergarten, 110 miles an hour will still put a straw through your face. You know what I'm saying? Thank you, Sky. Thank you, Cat. Oh, yeah. Speaking of that, I may go down and get a kitten from the SPC or whatever. Although, the only reason I haven't gotten a kitten is because my apartment is not clean. I'm under the impression your apartment has to be really clean and everything has to be off your shelves or the cat is going to knock everything off anything high. Can cat owners confirm this? Thank you, Scott. Like I said, I know that they manipulate my numbers and keep me in a cage, but I know people still listen. That I know. I don't worry about is anybody hearing me. Sometimes people I don't even want to hear me hear me. Wait, dude, but here's the thing. Let's not remember. One rule I have is don't hand me a report card or the storm a report card until it's over. Because as the meteorologists were pointing out, even if it dies way down, the giant waves, the giant storm surge, everything that it's created in front of it is still going to push a whole lot of water onto land. And you've still got 12 hours for it to develop. It's 22. I mean, I swear to God, I pray this thing just rips to shreds. And you can see that it does look like in that last rotation it's starting to weaken, which would be wonderful. And that is the weird thing is, if people do believe in geoengineering, why does it always have to be bad? Remember Tropical Storm Lane when it was going to hit Hawaii? Jim Cantori said 96 hurricanes. He'd never seen a hurricane just ripped in half, or a tropical storm ripped in half like that. It just got torn in half. So I don't know why that you would take geoengineering on a positive side. I mean, it's possible, So if this thing isn't a Cat 4, I want to get 2 kittens. And then, I think kittens are amazing. The animals are amazing. And I think animals really like my voice because animals are always really nice to me. Yeah. So whether it's God or humans or both, it's a good thing. Well, Rose, we don't have to worry about that. I live in an efficiency with wood floors, so I don't even have a vacuum. Although I smoke. So I imagine my apartment's dusty. And I smell so bad because I smoke. Oh, I need a good woman. It's the only thing I wanted my whole life. I've never wanted money. I don't like money, actually. I think it creates false kings. And people worship people who have money. And that drives me crazy. Never wanted power. I already have way too much. But I've always wanted a good woman. But holy crap. It's my opinion that ever since they came out with smartphones, then dating just went downhill, man. What used to be dating is now what, Netflix and chill? And Tinder is like masturbation assistance. I'm tired of masturbating by myself. Will you come over and help? I've never done Tinder. I got on it once and looked at it, but it was kind of scary. And another thing about geoengineering, the fact that everybody thinks the bad guy, if there are bad guys, are unified, that's hilarious. Like I said, I've talked to my fair share of billionaires, and they ain't unified, dude. If you think the most alpha of alpha males who are just super power hungry, and these guys are really jealous about women. If you think, as guys, we can be jealous and possessive. If you think a normal guy can be jealous and possessive, imagine a billionaire's jealousy and possessiveness. You know what I'm saying? I believe the theory that your ego, you can be as jealous as your ego is big. And so, yeah, dude, there's no unity right now. Like the bad guys aren't unified. The good guys aren't unified. We're just a mess. Nobody's working together. Hopefully that's going to change though. Because just like I saw 4 to 6 hurricanes in the ocean in one day this hurricane season a year ago, I still see us getting it together. Oh, there are smart, good women left. I believe that. It's just people have a theory that they're keeping the women away from me so I do better work. And I'm like, well, that theory sucks. I hate that theory. They're not unified, dude. Like, If you think they are unified, you have your information correct. Okay, like I said, Frank, tell me this. What research do you have other than YouTube? You know, it's like I'm talking about that when I get visited, when I don't leave anymore, I've talked to defense contractors, top bankers, some of the top richest family people they come find me. And they're not unified, dude. I don't know. If you have anything other than YouTube videos that are telling you that, I'd like to know. The top 1%, like I said, what you guys are all back up your information instead of giving me bumper stickers. Okay, let me explain to you. Because no offense, not everybody has all the information set that I have. Genius, like you had your old money 13, right? The guys who are doing their thing off the divide and conquer interest rate issues, and they'd been semi-unified for hundreds of years. Well, you had the Tech 6 disrupt everything in the late 90s. So then you had your new technology giants who basically got information on all the 13. And so since the Tech 6 swept in, they've disrupted everything. And since the Tech 6 came about in the early 2000s, nobody's been unified, man. So you are telling a fallacy. Like I'm saying, remember when I was in Silicon Valley for a year, bro? So I've been like Bruce Wayne, going around seeing things for myself. And I'm not just some guy on freaking YouTube. I am 6'1" and far too handsome and hilarious with a great smile. So I can pretty much go anywhere. And I am blonde and blue-eyed. Don't let my eye change color. So I'm trying to tell you, if you think that somehow like the top tech guys unified with, no, that's not true at all. I mean, some of the Silicon Valleys see themselves as the new gods and are pursuing the transhuman stuff. So they are not unified, bro. If you think the tech guys and the old money people are like best buddies, you should draw a children's book. And that would be fantastic. A children's book about how Tech 6 and Old Money 13 became best of friends to subjugate the world. Yeah, man, that's what I'm talking about. Like, it's just like Mars or Atlantis, where if you can't get everybody to agree to get along, everything is going to die. Everyone, from the top to the bottom. And so, yeah, we have a lot more in common than we realize. And we all depend on each other. World Economic Union, well, the main reason I started my YouTube channel at the beginning was because I feared hyperinflation, which is a mathematical certainty. That every time throughout history they print too much money, and when the money is backed by nothing, so we have to come up with some type of a system before the dollar hyperinflates. What's the word on Texas? The South is going to get a lot of flooding on Friday. It doesn't look like it's going to form into a tropical storm or depression, but it does look like it's going to bring a whole lot of rain to places. Wait, it is not easy to visualize the exponential function when you use the accurate variables. I'm glad I wasted a lot of years prognosticating, and I love horses. Those uniforms. Well, they did a great job of separating us, and that's the whole thing is they still gain by separating us, even if they're not unified, because they're all still lobbying for like small things here and there. And so, they all win by dividing us. That's for sure. The chip, yeah, I mean, the chip it's kind of like the idea of that they're all going to mind control all of us. No, they kill a bunch of people before they try to mind control millions. And I think we're all chipped anyways. I mean, not necessarily microdusted, but it's more like destructive microdusted to where everybody's got like a little grenade inside them. So if they wanted to kill everybody by setting off the little grenade inside, they could. Which is why they have to negotiate. They have to work it out themselves. They have so many destructive technologies now that could kill everything. And it's like having a bunch of spoiled kids, trying to get the spoiled kids to agree to the truce. That's why I'm so frustrated. It's like these dipshits. Sorry, I didn't mean to call you really powerful people dipshits. Sometimes I misspeak. I'm just saying, top to bottom, the only thing that will work. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. They didn't unify, but it's like going back into, as a Christian, I don't know, dude. Like, write out. I wrote movies, entire movies based on Revelation. That you can't just pick one or two paragraphs. You got to do the whole thing. You know, it's a linear narrative. So explain to me the angel of Thorita. When does the guy come about that? Whoa, I got $10 from Zeus. That is a big win. Lightning bolts forever. Oh my God, now I'm about to start talking about astrology. Is that gonna freak you out? I think that's part of the knowledge they don't want us to know. Because definitely, okay, let me just say this real quick. Because Zeus is Jupiter, right? And so I'm Sagittarius. So Jupiter is my planet. I've always loved Jupiter. And that Jupiter's been in Scorpio. And Scorpio, man, I don't like Scorpio at all. And so now Jupiter's still in Scorpio. Scorpio's like, I've just been getting stung and life has been no fun. But in, November 9th, Jupiter goes into Sagittarius, which is like its home. So Scorpio is the place that Jupiter likes least. My stepdad died in Scorpio. My real dad 12 years ago died when Jupiter was in Scorpio. And then my pawpaw 12 years before that died when Jupiter was in Scorpio. So people will say, you know, that's not real, but for some weird reason, every single time Jupiter was in Scorpio, I lost my top male figure, my top male mentor, father figure. So I believe in it, and I have hated life whenever Jupiter's in Scorpio. So, but things get way better when Jupiter goes into Sagittarius, which would be November. And so I think things are going to hopefully start to improve for everyone in November, but until then, it could be pretty shitty. So thank you, Zeus. And thank you, y'all. Yeah, I mean, my belief is very eclectic. And that's, I have respect for anyone who believes in God in any way, shape, or form. And how they get there is, I don't judge, So and anyone can find God in any second. So it's best to just treat people like we're all God's children, in my opinion. 150 people. Drug-free, clear-minded. Well, I'm still a big proponent of marijuana. Use it use it however fittingly you want to. And you always have to remember, if I was going to teach a college class, it would be how to party safe. 153 at 2 in the morning. That is wild. I got to try not to say anything dumb. So who all we got here from Carolina or South Carolina? For the Hampton Roads, please. Okay, let's go to. Now remember, these are just going to be models, but let's go to. You guys are awesome. This is crazy. Where are the Hamptons? I gotta figure that out. So this pretty much has super doom for North Carolina. Like, let's say this is accurate, and it's not. This would bring at least 20 to 24 inches of rain through almost the majority of North Carolina. How do party safe though? A, you never get too screwed up. Like with alcohol, if you feel good, you got to stop drinking, because alcohol takes a while to affect you. And a lot of people usually feel good and they're like, okay, I'm going to pile on more drinks to feel better. And that's not how it works. And then another thing is, you always make sure you're around good people, with good people, and you have a good crew. And you don't get too tilted in situations where there are too many variables. When is it supposed to hit North Carolina? That is great. Where was the Hamptons? Where are the Hamptons? I'm going to Google it for a second. If you guys don't mind. Wait, now I just missed it. See, I don't think the Hamptons are going to get luckily, hopefully, what is it? The north has been saved. You guys will get, I don't know, anywhere from 5 to 10 inches, I think. So it might be a little bad for a little while, but well, good. I'm proud of you, Evie. Yeah, moderation is the key. And like I said, it's very important that you hang out with cool people, have good friends who will watch your back. I don't know, I had this, another weird story. I've had a bad habit of dating extremely beautiful women my whole life, like really beautiful. And so I've definitely had periods where guys would slip like Mickey's in my drink just so I would pass out so they could flirt or do whatever with the women I was dating. So I had to learn to like A, try not to have anybody put shit in my drink, and then B, if I did get dosed, I had to learn how to like shaman through it. And that's always interesting. When people try and dose you and then it doesn't work, man, they don't look very happy. Yeah, that's why I haven't talked much about the nuclear power plants. I don't talk about the super volcano in Yellowstone much, because if the super volcano in Yellowstone explodes, what are we going to do? We're all going to die. So there's not much to say right there. And the whole thing about opium is beautiful. I did opium once when I lived in Hollywood, and yeah, it was great. And that's why when I turn 80, I just want to be put on a porch and smoke opium all day when I'm 80 years old. Because I don't want to be in pain. I don't like pain. Although I have a high pain tolerance. But I can definitely see why all the old Chinese men would sit and smoke it when they were 80. What up, Q Westradamus Ghost? But this thing still looks like a beast, and I want to prepare everybody. It's still got all the water that it's pushing in front of it like a fist, or almost like your hand in a pool. I think Houston's doing pretty good for now, But Justin, aren't you like, okay, how do you feel about marijuana, Justin? You think marijuana's no good? No, but if I'm 80 years old, you know what I'm saying? If I'm 80, then that's one thing. I plan my life out. And at 80, yeah, you can put me on opioids. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nobody's going to be like, oh my God, that 80-year-old is addicted to opium. No. Don't start doing heroin. I've never done heroin because, can you even imagine, what is a heroin dealer even like? It's like crystal meth. You always look at the dealer like, okay, what kind of dealer do I gotta go get it from? So I don't know. I'm okay with smoking marijuana every once in a while, and then crack. That's just rocked up cocaine, man. It's just cocaine for poor people. And there's nothing they talk about date rape drugs. What is it? The number one date rape drug right now is like number one downer. I forget what it's called. Or the number one antidepressant they give people. So it's like, you got to be careful. It's a dangerous world out there. Have you seen video by In Truth by Grace? No, I haven't had a chance to watch a lot of videos lately. All I've been doing is staring at this stupid ass storm. I've been staring at the oceans for, it feels like 2 straight weeks now. Oceans are crazy. Sometimes I look at the sun. I've just never, it's like we talk about there are drugs you can manage. Like marijuana is a manageable drug. I've never heard of anyone who managed heroin. Everyone's like, yeah, I'm doing heroin. I got that shit under control. I've never heard of that. So, yeah, I highly recommend don't. I'm hungry for pizza. Man, I had pizza earlier. Well, that might be the old, Special K might have been the old one, but it's whatever they have now. I forget what it's called. Yeah, and I want to remind people, the very third paragraph of the Bible says, I, God, give you all green seed-bearing plants. That's what it says right in the Bible, at the very front, Genesis. I, God, give you all green seed bearing plants. So as I'm a Christian, but man, government and religion have just been able to screw the word of God straight in the butt. You know, like because it literally Genesis, I God give you all green seed bearing plants. So there's no way marijuana should have ever been illegal. Like that is the work of the devil making that shit illegal. How can I donate? There should be a little money button at the bottom if you want to. Is it possible that the hurricane can hit Texas? No, not this one. Is it possible Texas will get hit by a hurricane before November? Yes, it is. This one is definitely headed for North Carolina. It looks like, although it could drift north, but it looks like I don't know, now if you look at the eye, it looks like it actually could be going south, but I would put it anywhere between here to here. We don't know. Whiskey. Yeah, I like whiskey. Whiskey's good, but I'm Norwegian. I'm like 90% Norwegian and like 10% Irish. So, man, it's my. This is a late Thursday night video, so I'm sorry, people, that segued into drugs. Yeah, I don't. Pot smokers have always gotten a bad rap. They're usually pretty cool people. I mean, but I don't know. It's just you're you. You are who you are, and so the drug is just going to kind of make you a little bit different you. And so, were you cool in the first place? Then you'll probably be cool when you smoke pot. Were you an asshole when you smoke pot? Then you'll probably be an asshole after. Although you probably calm down a little. It's kind of cute to see assholes get paranoid. No, don't evacuate Houston, dude. We're fine. Trust me. I'm getting. If there's one call I've been accurate on, is my evacuations, and I am definitely not worried about it at all. What do the recent spaghetti models look like? That's a great question. Man, our spaghetti model system sucks so bad. See, like most of them have it in agreement. Actually, they have it going at the South Carolina, North Carolina border. And so, like I was saying, that if you watch it, it looks like, and they have it as a Cat 3, Cat 2. And I'm saying if we're watching this loop here, where did you go? Too many tabs open. Dang it. Yeah, bear with me. Hey, what are you guys wearing? I'm wearing underwear and a t-shirt. And the rainfall estimates, I mean, regardless of what this is, it can bring anywhere, it can bring up to 35 inches of rain. Okay, so here we are. But notice how it's kind of, watch, it starts here and then it ends up here. So yeah, I don't know. I'm still getting, the models are saying it goes here, but it still looks like it could hit northward, in my opinion. Do I think it'll hit Pennsylvania? Do I hit like landfall? No. But what will it do after it hits? They have it going like in and then south and then curving back up. Let's watch the models. Let's go with the GFS that everybody likes to make fun of. All right. Boom. Turtleneck, diaper, turtleneck, and chain. Dude, you are a player. Rush t-shirt and undies. Awesome. Rush is a good band. Cargo shorts and Vans t-shirt. Kick ass. That's what I like. And we gotta watch for that thing. Did you see that? It's shown that a couple times. So see how it hits North Carolina, it rotates over North Carolina, and then it moves in, and then it goes north. So there's a chance that this could affect Pennsylvania when it leaves, but yeah, you guys are safe from the initial hit for now. See the clockwise rotation southeast corner of the vapor loop manipulation, big time. But I mean, are they manipulating it bad or manipulating it good? Because this hurricane has gone from potential Cat 4, Cat 5 down to like potential Cat 2. So that's the whole thing. If you think they manipulate stuff, sometimes they might manipulate it for good purposes. I don't know. People love negativity, though. Yeah, this thing is weird. That's what I'm saying. The whole thing is weird. The weather is weird. And when you get it, if you're like, hey, this is pure manipulation, explain Magna Hut. Why? What would be the reason they would create a 200 mile per hour typhoon that is going to mow over Taiwan? Is that Taiwan in the Philippines? And so, but that, I don't know, man. If you believe that man controls the weather, and so anything you see equals man controls the weather, then that's, what is that? Confirmation bias. It's kind of like if you love Trump and everything is good for Trump, everything is bad for Democrats, or if you love Democrats, either way, that is not THORNEWS. I just like to look at everything. And so look at these two things here. Like, why would they, who wins from this? Nobody, dude. And it's like I was talking about earlier. If you go to this, like, look at the mean sea level pressure at the bottom of our planet. Why are they doing this? Why are they putting everyone's lives in danger, including their own? Doesn't make any sense to me. You're pretty high already. Flammable pajamas, wow. Do I think this hurricane has been created by humans' technology? No. Like I said, I think, I think planetary alignment shit is real. I definitely think, like I was trying to explain before, when they found planet Eris, you know how they shut everybody up by demoting Pluto. So nobody ever talked about Eris. And all they do is talk about demoting Pluto. Another thing I used to talk about all the time is the fact that, so when they found Eris, and I did all the research, Mike Brown was like, I guarantee you, I bet on my life, Eris is much bigger than Pluto. I guarantee you. He doesn't say that shit anymore. But when they found this planet, it was a big deal. And then they shut everybody up by demoting Pluto. And so this was the photo they took in 2006. They have not taken another photo of Eris since 2006. That's 12 years, okay? And another thing is, like, they don't talk about Eris. NASA's never made a single video about Eris. NASA doesn't put out any articles on Eris. The ESA doesn't talk about Eris. The IAU doesn't talk about Eris. Like, and they even have these. And so that's the, like, I don't know. I think that if the whole man controls the weather thing plays into people feeling powerless. And so even the millionaires and billionaires, if they knew that the volcanoes were not controlled and the earthquakes were not controlled and the weather is not controlled, they wouldn't be so lockstep in their servitude of whatever's going on. What's dysnomia? Dysnomia is the moon of Eris. See that moon? So in 2006, we took a giant picture of Eris when you could see Eris's moon, and then they just never. But you got to realize that, there are 30,000 people at NASA, so they're run by the same people your president's run by. Thank you, Colton. Plock. Hey, I'm going to try to keep up the good fight. I woke up in a bad mood. You guys have put me in a better mood, so thank you. And thank you, Colton. Thank you guys for all your love and support. Wonder Woman, that is a great way, because anyone who blames a single race on anything is pretty much the stupidest people you can ever find. Like, anyone who thinks that, I don't know, if you're a racist in today's society and you think a tiny group of, like I said, the billionaires I've met are very diverse, okay? The billionaires I've met come from different races, creeds, sexuality. Man, the one thing that has unified them is money. So if you want to blame a color of people, then blame rich people. Well, I don't blame anybody. I'm just saying, There's no, the gnomes of Zurich. So I don't know. Everybody's looking to blame. Like I said, the only thing that will bring us together is coming together, unifying. And as I mentioned, the Bible says there will be a man from Tharita who will be awesome enough to give him the power to dash all the nations and unify everybody. So he's a good guy. He's coming to help save the day and then prepare the way. So that's always been my thing. Like, I don't get hung up on the bad guys. I know women love them, and then guys love to obsess about them, but I don't worry about them. They threaten to kill me all the time. I'm like, well, I hear that all the time, dude. Now how many death threats I get? Every now when I get them, I laugh. Because one thing, if you're going to kill somebody, you don't tell them. You either do it or you don't. No real assassin's going to be like, dude, I'm coming to kill you. You know what I'm saying? They shoot you through your roof. You're sleeping. And there's no trace. So, what was I talking about? Yeah. You're all alien half-breeds anyway. Carl, did you know that there's actually, I heard a theory from one of the defense contractors that I am the son of Val Thor. I was like, well, that's fascinating. That would explain why I'm so smart and talented. Because I'm not totally human. So who knows? No one fully understands economics. We agree, man. Like, I spent years studying that shit. And if you look into the creation of money, and then, credit default swaps and all the synthetic financial instruments and the credit debt, the double bookkeeping, I'm amazed, that they've kept inflation so low. And I'm amazed that our economic system is still standing. Well, whoa, dang. Sometimes I can't. It moves so fast. So Valerie said, they better leave you alone. And in theory, they make me better by perturbing me, but I wish they would let me cuddle. That's it. I'm like, I would like to cuddle once a week. So I could shut up about cuddling and women. It would be way better. It's like 30% of the time, my brain is thinking about women. I'm like, stop it, brain. We got shit to do. Worrying about women ain't going to help. Man, did you see that new picture of talking about off the chart? Like, wow. How could you, hello? That's the wrong thing. We're talking about women. Oh, yeah. Economic growth equals inflation. But what I'm saying is, if you look at the monetary base, they've definitely put out, there's so much money in the system right now. My theory is that maybe like 10 guys have 95% of all the money. So that's how they keep inflation at bay. It's because they're the ones who dole it out now. What's my age? I'm 46, but I feel like I'm 1,001. Although I've never felt sexier, by the way. Money separates and divides people. That's what I agree. And when I talk about, as a Christian, being disappointed in Christianity, during the last 20 years, I ain't heard nobody talk about greed. They're always talking about everything else being some horrible sin. Nobody's ever like, oh yeah, you know what's bad? The love of money. I don't like it, but I need it. And you guys hear me whine about it every month, at the end of every month, or whenever I need money to turn my electricity on. And so I don't know how to get around it. It's impossible. 37. You sound like 65. Well, thank you. Well, the last girl I really made out with was, two before that was 26, and she's technically one of the most beautiful women in the world. So as long as I can still keep kissing the most beautiful women in the world, I'm okay. I don't really worry about my age. That's how I gauge it. When the women start to see me as invisible, then I'll start to worry about being too old. But for now, dude, I still get 18-year-olds hitting on me, which is weird. But I'm lucky, Yeah, it's moving west, and it looks like it's moving north, but the models have convinced that it's going to hit South Carolina and North Carolina. And sharing 40, yeah, I don't know. I feel as a man, I know that everything is not fair. And as much as we talk about equality, men get sexier as they get older. And so that's not equal. I'm sorry. I didn't create that rule. So I definitely feel, I don't worry about I just worry about them micromanaging my damn life. It's all that hash you've been smoking. I don't even know how to smoke hash, dude. I don't know where hash is. That sounds like a West Coast thing. It looks like it's coming towards Maryland. And you know what's weird is I keep thinking it's going north, but I mean, just from this whole visual, there are going to be like four phases of the storm. You have landfall, and then you have it's sit and spin like Harvey. And so it looks like the worst brunt of the storm surge in the waves it definitely looks like that is going to be hitting North Carolina. And so that is good that people have evacuated. And they said 1.75 people evacuated, so I'm very proud of that. And if you look at the highway cameras, the highways are empty. So everybody got. And okay, now we get down and distracted again. See, this is one thing. If you want to be smart, if you really want to be smart, you don't make any conclusions you can't verify. So when you say we've never landed on the moon, you can't verify that, man. There are definitely questions of whether we did or did not, but I'm like, I don't know. I wasn't there. Can't verify it. So you can come up with all the things that prove we've never landed on the moon. But people talk about the Van Allen belt. You can get out the North Pole and you can get out of the South Pole. And I got a question. Have you seen the new technology? We've never left deep orbit, but have you seen the new technology? So I have seen the new technology multiple times. It would blow your mind. It would make you mad to think of the shitty technology they keep us on, because the new technology will blow your mind. I would love to take a ride in one of those things. Like, love it. So, I can't verify. Did we go to the moon? I don't know. Did we not go to the moon? I don't know. I can't verify. But so like people are like, this is exactly how it is. People who say that, I'm like, well, I don't think your data set's that great because you can't verify. All you can do is give your opinion. And so I can't say one way or another whether we did or didn't. But I do know the technology they have today is amazing, and it doesn't run on gasoline. That I know. You can go out the North Pole and the South Pole, dopiest. All right. Yes, I think we can leave the planet. And, even I got to say something. My nephew, who's a super cool, super smart person, he worked for Goldman Sachs for a long time. Do you hear me? So, and my two Air Force dads, pretty sure both had top secret security clearances. So, like, I'm no dipshit, man. So I'm here to tell you guys what I can and be as honest as possible without throwing anybody under the bus. But there's a lot of shit people don't know. And so, doesn't matter. Dig them, man. Aggies, love them. Did you know I'm so old? I went to 4 bonfires before the trees killed people. That was one of the worst jokes I ever told. When the bonfire fell and killed 12 people, I said humans, 675,000 trees. Trees, 12 humans. Sorry about that joke. I don't know if anybody knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, research I'm just saying nobody, I've heard the Star Chamber teleport shit. I have reason to suspect there actually may be people on Mars. Like they may have already gotten there. Technically, I've met some deep space Marines. And it's like their skin is carked, bro. Like their skin is thicker and they are tougher and they are different. So there are workarounds. And all I know is that I just wish they would release the tech because I'm so tired of being stuck in the 80s. And that's one of the reasons I pushed for the space shuttle, is because if we're going to start a progression of technology again, the way you're going to do it in the public eye is through, like NASA and the ESA. And so that's, I don't like to get in politics, but the things I support Trump on are Space Force, for sure. That Space Force is a way for us to start progressing technology again. It's a way to start saying our satellites suck shit and we need new satellites. It's a way for, if you join Space Force, then you get health care for life and housing, and it's a good step forward, and it's needed. Technically right now, I need all Americans to be first responders if they can be. And then they're like last responders. Okay, Susan Smith. First of all, hey, you need to start telling people. It's like you're giving me a command, which makes me think you're a dipshit in the first place. You don't need to tell me what I need to do. And another thing, like, as well, I can talk about people mad, like, you're insulting the people who are like geoengineering. Geoengineering people don't ever do any research on the sun, okay? So, like, I need to start telling people about, man, tell me about the sun, Susan, all right? You see the sun in the sky every day, correct? How has the sun been acting, right? Tell me, are they geoengineering the volcanoes? Are they geoengineering the earthquakes? Tell me why they're geoengineering Magna Hut to be a 200-mile-per-hour storm that is going to hit Guam. Please tell me why they're geoengineering the mean sea level pressure so bad at the bottom of Earth that it could kill us all. That it's some weird fantasy that man controls everything. Like, at times it looks like our low pressure, high pressure system is going to turn into Venus. So it's just weird when, like, I don't know, when you get there, you get the people on here who literally all their research consists of YouTube videos. So you tell me that I need to be dumber. Like, I need to tell people dumber stuff. Well, fantastic. Do they affect the weather? Yes. Do they control it? Absolutely not. At no point in time does mankind have control over all of Mother Nature and Earth. Have you ever been out in the middle of the ocean, ma'am? Like, tell me, just because a dude's got a joystick doesn't mean he can control all the oceans. Have you ever been to a volcano? Just because a dude's got a joystick and an iPhone doesn't mean he controls all the magma or the Earth's core. Just because Siri is around doesn't mean that mankind controls the sun. Have you ever looked at the sun with your own eyes? You ever stared at it for hours? I have. And the sun is doing some weird things. I've seen the sun, like, the top of it, like, where it's all orange, and all of a sudden you get a red line that starts to slowly move north, and then the entire color of the sun changes under the sun. Like, the sun has been freaking out. So that the people like, it's all geoengineering. You're not doing people a service by talking about geoengineering. Well, the aurora has been on top of the planet for like 4 months straight because our magnetic shield is weak AF, right? So when you talk about geoengineering, usually people who get into it don't talk about the sun, they don't talk about volcanoes, they don't talk about the magnetic field. They just go weather warfare. And they're just like the people who are like, the earth is flat. It's like one sentence. All your research combines to one sentence. And so THORNEWS is higher level than that. You got people, like, I like the work of Mr. Pacific whatever, but he is not totally correct about everything. So you have your channels if you want your confirmation bias. You definitely have channels out there who are going to come to every storm after the storm is done. Here's another challenge for you geoengineers. Tell me where the storm is going then. If you guys know that mankind is controlling it, tell me where the storm is going to go. I've noticed that all the geoengineer people always talk about a storm after it's done. They never talk about it while it's going on and where it's going to go. Yes, chemtrail, but that's something. Chemtrails is solar radiation management. Me and suspicious observers, I'm pretty sure, agree on this, that the Earth's magnetic field is weak. So we are getting a shit ton of cosmic rays. Mr. BBB333 agrees on this, that we are getting a shit ton of cosmic rays, UV rays, entering our atmosphere. And if you notice, when they chemtrail, they do it in front of the sun because they're trying to block the light out. It's not going to hit New York. I don't think it's going to hit New York. I mean, it might hit on the second way out. but like, you know, but okay, so big deal. The Earth is flat. Okay, if the Earth is flat, how does that change anything, man? Like I said, unifying people is all. It's the only thing that really matters. And so, like I said, I don't know, like in literally, how are you going to convince the rest of the world the Earth is flat with an Eric Dubai video? Good luck with that, buddy. I want somebody to literally. What I want to see is I want to see a flat earther party. Show me where you guys can get together as a group and have a good time. Okay? That's what I want to see. I want to see a flat earth party where you have 20 people standing around together having a good time. I don't think it exists. I don't think it's ever happened. I think basically you come in and you say the earth is flat, and that's it. And you literally have one line: the earth is flat. Or weather warfare, it's always one sentence. It might be followed up with like the Illuminati. But like I said, I don't know. It's just talking about people who don't do a lot of research. And I'm sorry, somebody was like, you insulted me. I'm like, well, you're damn right, dude. We're talking about a hurricane that's about to hit the United States. You're talking about your own dumbass passion issue. I'm trying to save lives here. So, what are you talking about? Like, how does it go? But like I said, oh, I don't know if they geoengineered it and they tore it to shreds. Is that bad? So I don't know. That's why live streams get frustrating, just because you start talking about something that's not even informational or educational. Like, and you're talking about is how does this cat want? So what are you saying, that this thing isn't dangerous? Like, look at that thing, man. What we were worried about here is storm surge and rain and then wind. So Asian girls are more beautiful than any other girl. Like, if you have a super hot Hispanic girl, super hot white girl, super hot black girl, super hot Asian girl, in my opinion, the Asian girl is going to be more attractive. Does that make me racist? I don't know. So I'm sorry. And like I said, my stepdad, my dad was Air Force. The guy, one of my friends is like all the actual Air Force pilots have told me the Earth is round. So, yeah, and I honestly think the flat earthers are psyop. They are literally paid by NASA. Like that Eric guy, somehow he's got $1 billion. That, what is it? The Flat Earth channel, the NASA channel. I mean, I like the guy. I think he's entertaining, but somehow that kid has $1 billion always to like do everything. Somehow the flat earthers are always really loaded with jacked with money. They always have money to get out there. And the only thing, like, I want to see a diagram that shows me the turtle. You know, I want to. There's no show me a diagram of how everything works. At least in the round, the sun is the center of our solar system thing. They at least have diagrams and systems that show us how it all works. I've never seen a system that shows me how a flat Earth works. You know, it just doesn't make any sense. Good thing I'm a hard worker. Carolina Beach is the best. I'd like to visit Carolina someday. Yeah, my husband's a Delta airline pilot. Like, but yeah, I don't, I don't, either way, this storm is dangerous. Thor gets angry at us people with differing opinions. When you have a storm that is 12 hours away from landfall and the main purpose is to save people's lives, that I'm not angry. Justin, how about this? Yeah, good, man. I don't, unsubscribe. Well, good luck. I'm just saying, there's little things of, we can talk about flat earth, we can talk about geoengineering when the storm is over. But during a period where it's about to hit and we're trying to save lives here, I'm not trying to sell people any theory. I'm not trying to sell people what I believe. I'm just trying to show people that this could be extremely dangerous and that this hurricane season has another month or two left to go. So we're here to save lives and give people proper information. This isn't about anything else right now, you know? I'm trying to keep it light and funny, although that gets harder. And it's kind of like, I mean, look at this storm is almost doubled in size. When everybody went to bed, they said it's now Cat 2, and it's not as much of a threat, but it's doubled in size. Look at this. I mean, this is going to cause major waves for. Now I might be having wrong because that's going to cause storm surge up and down. Yeah, I'm hooked on the radar too. This has been a problem. Like, but look at how the storm is almost doubled in size. Yeah, that's what that's what I'm trying to say. That that I'm trying to prepare for, because now it looks. Yeah, thank you, explicit. I mean, technically, the first time this storm showed up on the models, I started warning people. I've been warning people about this for 2 weeks. So yeah, I mean, if you look at, and that's why I get worried about, when they said, "Oh, it's Cat 2," people are already talking about meteorologists. Oh, they're hyping this up. It's really not that big a deal. Look at it. It doesn't matter wind speed. This is going to bring some storm surge, and this is going to bring. I think that's going to affect the upper territories more. Oh man. And another thing that I've been doing is I've been gearing my schedule to where I will be awake and here for you guys from like midnight to 7 in the morning when everybody else wakes up. So I've been trying to fill in the holes. Yeah, dude, that is not good. The garbage patch in the middle of the Pacific is sad as shit, dude. The blue green algae off of Florida is sad as shit. Some subjects are just so sad I don't like to cover them. I hope other people will, and eventually I will. I'm just saying. Yeah, so look at this. So I think this is going to cause. I think the East Coast is in trouble. Not just North Carolina, but this could push up more storm surge and waves all the way up into the Hamptons. So how bad do I think it will get? Meaning for this storm or overall? I agree, Patrick. And I definitely don't think. I mean, this is going to be a major. This is going to kill a lot of people and destroy a lot of stuff. What about the nuke plants? I think we're in trouble. You know, uh, the reason I haven't talked about it much is I think this storm is dangerous enough that it's causing a lot of fear. So, thank you, Nippy. But what is incredible now is watching the north right side evolve. I would like to see how this affects the waves, man. Buoys show there's no activity in the ocean. Gonna ride the coast of New York. That's what I think. But it's weird. I don't know. Last year, I don't know if you guys remember. Last year we had a large rash of people on YouTube accusing all these hurricanes of being fake. And man, they really pissed me off because I live in Houston, and so I had people telling me that Houston was fake. It's kind of like when I mentioned that pop star before, people were like, that pop star is actually a boy. And I was like, no, dude, I've verified. I have my face up in that shit. She's female, for sure, 100%. But I still have people telling me, no, it's different. I'm like, I've verified it. But it don't matter. People just want to believe whatever they want to believe. Hello, baby. I'm sure she's listening. Last wave generator. Is it true that aliens are draining the sun? Well, I don't know if it's aliens, because you know how they have the theory that a lot of stars have a neutron star and it drains hydrogen off of it. That may be true that we have another. Stop it, Thor. Okay, Susan. All right, Susan, I'm getting rid of you. Saying hurricanes are fake. And you gotta watch out with sarcasm too, because sarcasm doesn't translate well in text. And Derek, like I said, I may be a bit more of a jerk or less during when we have a landfall and hurricane and people are looking for information. Time of Aquarius, July 13th, 2012. More water. We're supposed to all be coming together. Okay, guys, I think I'm gonna wrap this one up. I'm gonna eat something, and then I'll be back in about a half hour. Okay, so I will meet you here, same bat place, same bat time. What is it, 3 a.m.? I'll be back in about a half hour. Okay, I love you guys. I think you guys are amazing, and let's all hang in there. And by no means does this storm a minor little thing. Okay, stay cool. Love you. Live stream is fun.